Let's understand upcycling of the C&D waste and its utilization in construction from Professor K Singh, Chief Scientist and Head of Delhi Center of Central Building and Research Institute.
Very good afternoon to all, and I'm very thankful that SDG sir is here from CPWD, and he will took forward. Why I have written this upcycling, you know that everybody is saying recycling. So upcycling means we are going to make some newer products, new thing. We should not constraint with that ki only recycled products should be there. And before to my previous, he has said very rightly, Sanjay Dubey ji, that up to unless we will say C&D waste, then nobody is going to use. So we have to start saying that C&D resource material. So by that I am coming quickly to that problem and what things are going ahead. If you look into the global scenario, there is about 2.1 billion tons is being there, and you know that in India this C&D generation is more than 350 million tons, and that data I have collected, it is a very conservative side. It may be having more than 450 million tons, because you know that extrapolating those data from we could not get from 3-tier city and other places. If you look into that global aggregate demand, which has been more than 50 billion tons, and here in India we have a recycling more than 1%. So it's a very big challenge. If you look into the C&D plant, whatever the data I have been, only 34 plants is being installed, and this is the what I am showing, this is the installed capacity, and all plants are running less than 50%, somewhere 30%, 40%, and it's also a bigger challenge for those people to collect good materials. And upcoming plants is been about more than 36, which have a capacity about 20,000 ton per ton. So we have to look forward. Why that we are not going ahead, or we are not forwarding, or we are not coming out with the system. One very important thing what I have understood, that that grade of concrete what we have used into our construction sector was not M15 or that less than M20. So our recycled aggregate has a very high level or high percentage of adhered mortar, and until unless we are not able to remove those adhered mortar, so we are not able to make all those things. Already that Jitendra ji has been highlighted for new proposed code, and we have a chairman of that committee, that P.N. Ojha ji, within our audience, and that a lot of discussions and arguments has been carried out how we can enhance. But because that availability of recycle aggregate is a big challenge for utilizing into the construction sector, particularly in the reinforced concrete sector, so it has started. But definitely our technological innovation is very high, but our codes is much behind. So continuously BIS has geared up, but that we required updations and everything quickly. Not only that, we have an amendment and other things, but the process followed by BIS is very lengthy, and because they take all stakeholders' opinion when final things is been coming. Because today morning I was discussing with one of my friend, and he said, what's about NCR? You know that in NCR is only, it is more than 15,000 ton C&D waste are being generated, but data is about 10,000 or so, because that we could not capture or calculate those illegal throwing and creating a problem. So that was been one issues. I'm not going into the details of upcycling, but yeah, definitely we have to come up with the better and stronger projects, and we have to utilize, and definitely CPWD will be the leader and torch bearer who can take up these things. I'm telling when CBRI started way back in 90s, early 90s on fly ash, at that time, fly ash is treated as a toxic material. And, a lot of works has been carried out, and then when CPWD has brought into their specification, the confidence level has come up to the people. Yeah, if CPWD is utilizing, means it has a resource material. So that's why I am saying, sir, without CPWD, maybe it is not going to take that light or that days. And that I can recall, after 2010 onwards, CPWD allow, okay, you use fly ash, brick, etc. So, majority of people started taking that one. So, that overall, and in CBRI, we are continuously providing technical input to different industries and different things. Not only we are being expertise in recycling or new constructions, but we have expertise in safe demolitions also, and we have carried out analysis of several. Also we have given all technical details in demolitions of Twin Tower Noida, which has generated more than 80,000 of tons of C&D waste, and majority of still lying, and I am hopeful that that RISE 11 will take care of those into their plant. So one thing is very important, what I am interested to know, because all that waste material, particularly plastics, etc., we are doing manual sorting, and several technology, our one lab NCL has come out with the sorting of plastic materials by technical and blowing out and collecting, but still we are been putting the health hazard to the human being. So we will come with that. Also a lot of new technologies have to be involved into this one, and particularly if we are talking about the upcycling, so we have to go for treatment of coarse aggregate, particularly on thermal and chemical. Particularly that organic chemical or organic acids will be the best solutions with the little bit more energy, and we can have a better products into that. So we should avoid on manual sorting, and this. We have carried out a lot of research into our laboratory sections in CSIR, CBRI, particularly heating and rubbing, not in very high heat, only going to 500 degrees centigrade for 20 to 30 minutes time, all adhered motor get removed from that aggregate. Also that eccentric soft rotator microwave methods, and a lot of acid particularly on oxalic and other treatments has been adopted. And also we have suggested a mixing technology, and recently we carried out into the laboratory for utilizing ultra fines, and BIS has come up with the ultra fine fly ash, and we have utilized into just filling the pores of this one, only less than 2.5% with the aggregates and cement, sometimes some energy in the RMC, and we are getting better result, or we can say equivalent to that normal coarse aggregate. We have to understand that in our country we have majority of concrete grade is M30 and M40 are utilizing. So we don't require a very high strength coarse aggregate or natural aggregate. So definitely this recycled aggregate should have important factors, and by that that Christine has shown carbonation treatment we have carried out, and we have found that overall strength enhancement of these coarse aggregate was more than 10%. But again there is a challenge, because capturing the carbon dioxide from those industry, particularly steel or cement, and bringing to the different place is a big challenge. So it's not possible everywhere, but definitely in some places it can have the things. Okay. This is have been done recently, our lab, where we have removed, that adhered mortar completely, and we achieved the natural aggregate by treating the recycled coarse aggregate. A major challenge is that in India we are not getting a recycled concrete aggregate. Rather than we are getting the mixed aggregate, and where that majority portions and whatever the recyclers has showed, majority portion is the brick bats and other brick pieces, which has a very high level of water absorptions, which is reducing the strength of the concrete. So different we have carried out, we have a transfer technology to the different industries, and also that we have established the system and continuously providing technological updations to the industry. That quickly, because time has been there. One thing, so we have worked particularly, lightweight based aggregate concrete, and this is being recycled aggregate mortar, which is being generated huge quantity. And today we have thought that our technology is in, well established, and one of my batchmate, Rise 11 owner, so today myself and Ajay Agrawal has decided that he will purchase our technology and upscale into his plant, and I don't know, he has left or somewhere he has gone, and this is a well established, and this is the lightweight, particularly making lightweight block and lightweight concrete everywhere where we can utilize, and that has been done in a bigger. Recently we carried out with the using C&D waste for agroforestry waste, and we have gone with the bricks up to M10, means 10 MPa bricks, and having water absorptions was less than 20%, and it is a very good one for utilizing into the partitions and other purposes. So we are been going, and what CO2 sequestration system, I am not going to that details. What that majority of people has said, lack of standard sustainable materials. And that big challenge is that lack of consensus of end of waste status. That we have a different opinion, other people has a different opinion, so we have to come up with this. And also that comparing to the construction product is an environmental criteria. What we are doing, we are that directly comparing with the natural aggregate based material to that recycled or that other waste material. So that will be there. Another is economic feasibility hindrances, unfavorable market, and financial incentives, what every industry is asked. But I am very happy that Ajay Agrawal has brought, because that new contract they have taken in 1 rupees. But definitely if you will go with the full capacity, it is also a big thing. Also that sometimes people say ki sometimes C&D waste have absorbed more CO2, chloride, iron, and other materials. So may it leach, may it will create for new concrete problem. No such, because that strong masking effect is being happening, means it has been put into that. So there is no things. And utmost important, unfortunately JS madam has not been here. I have given a very extensive proposal. What one of the participants has been asked, ki we should generate a dashboard interlinking all that collection point and all that recycling plant, so that that user handy things will be there, and people can know where will be the collection point, where is the recycler, and where I can get those materials, and which quality, means how much strength of the material we can look into that. So we have given. And also that major challenges is that we are talking about 1,000 ton capacity, 500 ton capacity, so per day. So we don't require for 3-tier city, we required 5-ton and small mini crushers, particularly impact crushers having, that washing facilities, and that also I have been proposed, and some, that we have requested, we will do 2-3 location of smaller type 3-tier cities and bigger. So we have been revising the proposal as the instruction of, that JS SBM2, and maybe we will present to her in the next meeting. So that is the basic challenges, and we have to look how we can go ahead with this. That biggest thing is that nobody has any system for assessing that how much C&D waste are generating into particular city. Everybody is giving, some data, something, and that was not been. Also, that how we can have a legacy C&D waste which has been dumped in different part of the places into the city. Then recycling plant setup means how much bigger plant is required. Maybe we required of 100 ton or 50 ton, or only that mini crushers is being required. What European countries are been doing, they are been putting. Very few people knows that DMRC has one plant in Delhi of recycling. So they are been recycling whatever they are generating. Also, that flow of waste, C&D waste to that plant and other, that everybody has been, illegal dumping to avoid the things how we will have, and several, that things, tax benefit, incentive, and if really you want to be utilize more and more materials, so that we have to give a tax benefit to the industry. They should come up, and we should have a system that should assess really they are being crushing and utilizing, or they are just selling, part and part. Biggest challenge with the C&D processing plant is the clay material, which is the we can say soil, etc., which is more than 35 to 40%. And we have never thought it should be go into the construction sector. Majority of things is being sold out to the people who has to fill up their houses and other thing in Delhi, but that is not feasible in other part of the country. So that was one issue, and this codes and other thing, that is being not only to be revised, that it should be continuously been added and amendments should be carried out. Okay, we have gone up to the 40% as a replacement, giving the similar results. So maybe if you have a better plant, better system, we can go to the 50%. So that will be there, and we have to be good products, and by upcycling those C&D waste, and that should be given priority to the producers. So that will be there, and that what we lacks, that particularly CBRI has a very strong rapport with the CPWD, but and BIS also we participate in majority, but that we really never touched to the industry, and industries also that they are only interested making money rather than not investing a single pie. They thought ki it is the government responsibility, but if you look into the US and European country, industry come forward, that ki how we should do, how we should make those changes. So definitely I would request by this industries should come forward, and by academic institution, by research organizations, by upscaling those and this one is a very important, that government portal, and that should be a dashboard type of system, easy to use and anybody can have. So that is the important things, and by this I am being thankful that if anybody has any queries, they can ask in a letter. Thank you, madam.